First off, it was great news to hear that Jamal Williams is going to be okay, and that it wasn't as serious as it could have been. So that was something that is very positive to hear, and we're all glad about that. It was good to get the win. Our guys played hard, played with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. Defense was outstanding, particularly in the red zone. And really the 2 or 3 key points of the game offensively, we did not turn the football over. That was probably the most important thing and the most valuable thing that our offense did for us. And defensively, like I said, was the red zone defense, and that was really good to see. We struggled in the red zone for a while, and in weeks past, and it's good to see that get corrected. And hopefully that'll stay that way. So on to UCLA next week. We don't have anybody this week. Obviously, it's a bye week, but then we do play Thursday of next week. So it's not a typical bye week for us where we have the full 2 weeks off. We'll take tomorrow and Wednesday off with the players, bring them back on Thursday and get going towards UCLA. So a little bit different structure than our usual bye week. It's a Saturday game at the tail end of it. But we got Pac-12 conference play coming back. We got to get back on track there, and we got to find a way to try to get after UCLA. So that's where we're at. Questions?
Coach, can you talk about Dres Anderson's emergence as a receiver? He's leading the team in receptions, receiving yards per game, and touchdowns.
Yeah, Dres has been a big plus for us this year, and I've been waiting for Dres to step up and put up those kind of numbers for a couple of years now. I was bragging on him for the last couple of years, and this year is the year that he has come into his own. Could have very easily had a couple 100 yards in that game Saturday night, and a couple drops that would have put him over 200 yards, which would have been even more prolific than he already was. But Dres is our go-to guy on the outside, and he's performed very well for us through 4 games. And I think he has even more upside to give than what you're seeing right now. I think he's going to continue to develop. So we're hoping that's the case.
Coach, can you talk about Bubba Poole, not only his emergence the last 2 games, but just a guy that's come from real deep down in the depth chart from spring to really make an impact for you, now be your feature back?
Yeah, Bubba's done nothing but work hard every day in practice, and he never, as you mentioned, he was down the line a little bit for a while there on the depth chart, but he's a guy that is a great example of perseverance and hard work and just staying after it, and it paid off for him. And he is now the lead guy. He's running the football effectively for us, got nearly 100 yards on Saturday. He's catching the ball as well, and so he's a valuable part of our offense. And not that we've completely gone away from Kelvin York, as he's going to, he's going to work himself back into the rotation. Hopefully, if he continues to do as well in practice and that type of thing. So even though Kelvin's taking a backseat to Bubba right now, he's not completely out of the mix. But Bubba's definitely our number 1 guy. That's like I said, it's just a product of his work ethic and how he's handled his business.
Coach, you could tell there was some extra jubilation on the field after the game Saturday night by players and coaches. Can you talk about the importance of not facing BYU again until 2016 with a 4-game winning streak, what that means for the program, and the fact that you're 3-0 against all the in-state teams?
Yeah, it was an in-state sweep. It finished off all the in-state games. Having a 2-year break in the series meant that we were not going to have an opportunity to play for obviously the next two seasons, and so very important to go out on a winning note. We wanted to really emphasize the seniors winning this game and never having lost in the rivalry game, which was something that has not happened a lot in the history of the rivalry, at least not in the last 40, 50 years. And then just getting, and as important as anything else, is coming off a loss to Oregon State, getting back on track. We didn't want to go into this bye week with 2 straight losses.
Questions?
BYU had 30 incompletions. Can you remember a game where your defense forced offense to have 30 incompletions before?
Yeah, it's a lot of incompletions, and the pass coverage. That's another thing. I mentioned the highlights of why we were able to win the football game. There was a lot of peripheral positives as well. The pass coverage was one of those. The way the corners played in particular, and safeties. But I can't, to my recollection, I can't remember a game where there's been 30 incompletions. It did throw the ball 48 times, which is quite a few times, but still I thought that in the pass coverage always starts at the line of scrimmage. I thought we got after the quarterback well, had 5 sacks and several missed opportunities on sacks that were, I guess, hard to sack. He's not like Chucky Keaton, how he moves around back in the pocket. Not quite as elusive as Chucky, but more powerful. It was harder to get down. But I thought, when you put it all together with the pass rush and the improved coverage in the secondary, I think that's one of the reasons why you saw a low completion percentage.
And then, did you have any season-ending injuries in that game?
No season-ending injuries to my knowledge, or to our knowledge at this point in time. We expect things to be all right.
Thanks.
Questions?
It's good.
Not so fast.
Coach, you have a meaty section of the schedule coming up here with a couple of ranked teams on the schedule. As you prepare for the heart of this schedule, what are some of the things you guys need to tighten up?
Well, I think, the pass coverage needs to continue on the trend that it started on last Saturday night, where we're making more plays on the ball. I think that's something that has got to continue to improve. Special teams, we weren't quite as good on special teams on Saturday as we usually are. That's usually an advantage for us, the kicking phase, and it was a wash at best. And so I think that that's something that has got to improve for us when we, as you mentioned, the heart of the schedule coming up. And then offensively, we're doing a lot of good things on offense, but third downs were not good at all on Saturday night. We're at 1 of 14, and that's not good. We cannot have that continue. We've got to get our third downs. And really, third downs on both sides of the ball have been very average at best all season long, and that's something that's got to improve our productivity on third down, both in getting out of drives defensively and sustaining drives and keeping drives alive offensively.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about some of the quarterbacks that you're going to face coming up and how they compare to some of the ones in the past as far as quality and just what you see in those?
Yeah, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this conference. Just about every team's got a quality quarterback, so it's really hard to single any of them out. And, it's something where the Pac-12 conference is loaded with talent, not only at quarterback, but on the perimeter, the wide receivers. We're going to face talented wide receivers every week. And so we just got to be ready, and defensively we've got to play, bring our A game every week in order to have a chance to compete. And it's going to start with our defensive line. I think we're second in the conference right now in sacks, and if we can continue to get pressure on the quarterback, that's going to be a key. And one of the other keys to the game on Saturday night is I thought we won the line of scrimmage without a doubt with our defensive line against their offensive line. That's got to continue. If that trend continues, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Just talk a little more about the maturity of Travis Wilson and getting better every week and winning that National Player of the Week award and the things he's doing. Just talk about his.
Yeah, his numbers have been terrific all season long. It was the Athlon, as we heard earlier in the conference, the Athlon Player of the Week, or the National Player of the Week for offense, which was a great award for Travis. And he's taking care. He's doing everything we need a quarterback to do. He's taking care of the football. He's very efficient in the throw game. When he does pull it down and run, although it wasn't as effective on Saturday night, but he's very, very capable runner. And when he does pull that ball on the zone option, doing some good things for us. So there's really, you just got to keep everything heading in the direction it's heading. There's no real area where I can say, okay, this is what his weakness is right now. He needs to work on this, because there really is no weakness. Everything is coming together, but there's always room for improvement. But as long as he continues to do the things he's done for us in the first 4 ball games, we're going to have a chance every week.
Coach, a couple questions. Jared Norris Saturday, can you talk about his performance? That's the first one. Second question, what have you seen from UCLA? Have you looked at the film yet? What do you see out of that?
Okay, first of all, Jared, very productive on Saturday night. He's a physical, tough inside linebacker, prototypical inside linebacker as far as height, weight, and his style of play. One of our defensive leaders. He's a good leader for us. He's inspirational for the defensive side of the ball and keeping people emotionally into the football game. As far as UCLA, a lot of skill. They got good skill. The quarterback's playing well. Receivers are talented. And they're a well-rounded football team overall. They're very good on defense. haven't studied him in depth yet, but when I got a chance to watch him play, saw some of the Nebraska game. They're a well-coached football team, they've got good athletes.
Kyle, you've put the benchmark at 5 plays, 20-plus yards or more. So far through 4 games, you already have 29. What would you credit that to mostly?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. First of all, better quarterback play. Quarterback is playing like we need him to play. Receivers are making plays on the outside. Dres Anderson, right over here is doing a nice job with being explosive on the outside. Offensive line has given us time to make those throws. We have a lot of deep crossing routes and things that we've connected on through the first 4 games that require great protection and giving Travis time to get the ball out. And so I think it's just a combination of those 3 or 4 factors that have allowed us to be more explosive, which we needed to have happen.
Coach, UCLA's quarterback is a threat to run and pass. The fact that you've been able to face mobile quarterbacks through a couple of games already this season, does it kind of give the defense a template on how to prepare for UCLA's quarterback?
Yeah, I think it was good preparation, and we're going to face a bunch more of those guys. I don't know this next week, but throughout the rest of the season, most weeks. And so, yeah, that's something in this day and age of football, accounting for the quarterback, running the football as a pure QB run series, as well as moving around in the pocket. And there's just so much more athletic. Quarterbacks as a whole are so much more athletic than they used to be. And so every week it's a challenge for us to make sure we structure the defense to account for the quarterback on every play, essentially.
Coming off the secondary's performance, coming off that performance against Oregon State, granted Taysom Hill's probably not as skilled as Sean Mannion, but is there a lot of confidence going forward, knowing how Michael Walker, Eric Rowe, and Orphe and those guys play?
We hope so, and that's we get meetings today. We're gonna, we've got a long ways to go, but if we can take steps forward like we did between Oregon State and this past ball game each week, then we're gonna be in good shape. We still got a ways to go. There's a lot of things to clean up in the secondary, some misalignments, some bad eyes, some things that are very fixable, but it was a huge improvement over the Oregon State game, and we need that trend to continue. And as long as these guys have the right mentality, the right work ethic, and they come to practice and work the way they did last week, I think we're going to continue to progress.
Kyle, 4 games in, you finally got your first road game in, and your freshman kicker still hasn't missed. Can you talk about just what a story that's been?
Yeah, great contribution for our football team. I think he's 7 out of 7 right now in field goals and perfect on his PATs. So that's been a big plus for us, and that's something that we really got a big benefit from, and his performance as a true freshman. I think we've already talked about Tanya. We never haven't played at any level of football. It's really remarkable what he's done so far. Now, we're only a third of the way through now, but every week I say, every week seems to be the same story. And so if that continues, then we've got a heck of a weapon there for us.
Coach Whittingham.
Thanks, guys.